Tell y'all how much I love that video. I just be bouncing and dancing the whole time I'm looking at it. Welcome to another episode of Creative Community Conversations with Carrie Irene Crosby. And I'm so glad to be here with y'all tonight. As you come in, oh, let me let this music down. Y'all back here jamming to Laundrell on the other side too. Hang on a second. As you come in, say hello. Let me know where you tuning in from. If your name show up as Facebook user, let me know who you are so I can say. So tonight, no different than any other Sunday night, we got a guest, a co-host that's about to bring some truth to you. Now, if it's for you, scoop it up, put it in the bag, put it in the cabinet, eat it right then, do whatever you need to do, but get what you need from this conversation. It's going to be an empowering conversation. It's going to be a conversation that will impact not just your life, but someone else's life. Because we know the only thing that's good about knowledge is when it's applied. So share this with someone, tag someone, put it in a group. It's going to be good. I promise, I promise, I promise. So my guest tonight is Megan Marie. She is a mental health wellness coach. She's a lot of things, and I'm going to let y'all tell because, the list so long, y'all. She does the tapping. She's a therapist. She's a counselor, Reiki master, teacher, hand mudras, all of the things. Like, I am not exaggerating. The list goes on. And she uses all of those modalities to just really hone into people who have suffered through narcissistic abuse, psychological abuse, different things and traumas that happen in your life that changes your mindset to a way that you don't seem like you can move forward. So what she does with her clients is she helps move the dial. She helps move the dial. The dial starts moving so that you can make positive steps in the right direction, in your direction, the direction of your growth. So we are going to be talking to Megan Marie. But before we do, she'll be seeing this for the first time as well. I like to show people themselves. So as my guests come on, I have snatched a recording of them at some point in time that they've shared and that it sat with me and it stood out to me. And it's something that I think that we all can glean from. So after this clip, you will meet Megan Marie.
I'm Sleeping Beauty. I was sleeping for a long time because I was really naive to a lot of things, but I'm beautiful.
And that's the point.
That's the whole point. But I'm so thankful that I woke up and that it got to the point of that I was able to start learning and starting to perceive, because that's the same thing, in any aspect of a healing journey. The fact of the matter is that there were probably people in my life who were directing me to the solutions long before I started to receive solutions. Unfortunately, though, I was in the energy space of problems. So the only thing that I found was more problems. I was not on the same page. I was not on the same frequency to receive the information. And then it wasn't to a point that I decided already, like, I'm done. There needs to be a change. And then guess what happened? Someone came into my life and started talking, and they were giving me a lot of golden nuggets. And I was finally in a space to be able to receive, to start that reflection of what I needed to be able to heal myself. But you gotta want to get there. You gotta want it. You gotta desire it. You gotta feel it. You gotta know.
Megan Marie, everybody. How you doing this evening, sister?
I am wonderful, and I'm excited to be here. And I love that clip. That was a great clip. I now I remember it, but yeah. But that's beautiful as a reminder of that. Yeah, there's certain things of like you say them and you don't even necessarily realize it, but it impacted someone else. And that is an amazing, powerful clip, because it is so true about how you've got to be accepting of that space, you know, and you can want something for someone all day long, but until they want it for themselves, you know, there's not much that you can do for them. And, you know, I am thankful that I got into that space of that I wanted more for myself.
Yes, indeed. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight, because the topic is why you should never give up on your dreams. Why you should never give up on your dreams. So I know everybody out there. And hey, Angelique, the artist, by the way, I seen you slide on in here. I see you on Facebook. She usually on YouTube. She in the book of faces today. I see you, sis. So we're going to be talking about dreams. If you know someone who's been talking about their dream, if it's you, tag you. If it's someone else, tag them. Let them know this is the space in which we can talk about this. And we want to hear what you guys are saying in the comments as well. We want this to be a dialogue. So anything, questions you may have, any comments you have that you want to add to the conversation, please do, because this is a creative community conversation. So first of all, tell everybody a little bit about who Megan Marie is.
So I am Megan Marie. I am the owner of Zen Warrior Coaching, because we aren't fighting for our problems. We aren't fighting for our drama. We aren't fighting for any of that. We're fighting for our peace. And so that is where Zen Warrior came from, because I fought a long, hard battle to get to where I am. I am a survivor of domestic violence, narcissistic abuse. I grew up in a very violent home. I grew up with physical, mental, verbal, emotional, sexual, and financial abuse. It was all wrapped in under one roof. And then because, you know, I did not heal, I separated myself from my family, but I didn't heal. And I thought that I could just ignore it and it would all go away. It would all just leave me. You know, I'd be just peachy perfect and go on. Well, that's not how life works. You've got to deal with it. And what happened was, about 15 years later, in a 10-year marriage, looking at my children, I realized that I had created the same environment that I had left, minus the physical abuse. The psychological abuse was completely there. And I had my wake up, my beauty moment, where I realized that I was living a delusion. I was completely living a delusional life. I was lying to myself every single day. And I didn't want this. I didn't want it for my children. And so I had to figure out how to stop. I had already been studying psychology for years and got nowhere with it. But I also realized with studying psychology, I was trying to find answers for my family. You know, I was always like, I wanted answers and I wanted solutions to how people who said that they loved you, how could they do this to you? And I never got anywhere with it. And so I dropped out of school 3 different times after studying psychology, 3 different times doing social work, plain psychology, and forensic psychology. And then I finally turned it around back onto me. And I started studying actual specific modalities related to traumas that I had been to, starting with PTSD. And I actually started to find relief in my life. And then I switched to, you know, like sound therapy and doing different things like that. And it just kind of all started working together. And I have over 30 certifications that are related to mental health and spirituality, and it just works and it fits. And I have figured out how to heal myself and to create the person that I am here before you. And I have clients that I've done the same, of being able to rebuild them from the inside out, because it starts with our foundation within ourselves. And when you deal with domestic violence from a young childhood age, you do not have a foundation. You might think that you do, but until you do the work, until you focus on yourself and your energies, you don't have that foundation. And so that is what I do with my clients. I help survivors of domestic and narcissistic abuse rebuild from the inside out.
That's good right there. And you know what came to mind? Just every single aspect from the start to the last sentence you just said is the parable that if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Yeah. But if you teach them how to fish, they'll eat for a lifetime. And that's what it, you know, I imagine when you're talking about the type of coaching that you do, you give people different modalities for them to use to heal themselves on a regular basis. Because, you know, like you said, you left the situation, but you didn't heal the situation. And even when you started to heal, your focus was still to explain why other people did what they did. But the way that we change the trajectory of our futures is that we learn what it takes to heal ourselves, and then we share the healing.
Yeah.
And say, well, these are some things I tried, and just think of some things other people tried. Because in that healing space, you can pick and choose. That's when it's time to cherry pick.
Yeah.
When you get into the space of healing. So that's really good. So that's good.
Yeah. And I found that, so my main two focuses in my coaching now, I bring in lots of different things like that, but the main two is chakra balancing and NLP. Because as we work, and it's like the Kundalini and energy, but as we start with the root, that's who you are, but think of how much limiting beliefs, how much stored trauma is in each center point. And so as we're building and identifying what it is for us as to what those centers mean, we can at the same time use the NLP to reprogram and to give new purpose and new meaning to the thing. So I feel that they just go hand in hand together.
Right. And to reiterate that, she said chakra balancing and NLP, using those things together so that as we learn about the energy centers and what they house, we can turn that switch in our brain to think of things in a different way. Because, when you focus on trauma, like you said in that clip, you're in the problem vibration.
Right.
But once you switch with that NLP practice that she's certified in, you can change your mindset and to focus on different things so that you create a different path for your future to go in. Man, that's powerful.
And it's beautiful because we're building it up. So we work on, each one and, really defining it. And and I have so much fun doing it because if you follow me on any platforms, you'll hear me all the time say, you can't have an energy shift without a perception shift. And so creating all of those shifts within each center point is so powerful that, like I've even had a couple clients where there's a couple chakras that we don't even have to work on, and they don't even have to work with me for the whole entire program because they made such amazing power shifts in the root and the sacral that it was like the solar plex and the heart were nothing. It was just like it just bursted it up. And so it's beautiful when you see that and when they can see it and when they recognize it. And now it's like they're texting me and be like, oh my God, this happened. And you know what? The old me would have done this, da, 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 da. But you know what? This time I was like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I love it. Love it.
No, don't you just love it because you can see it, because it's not your problem pointing out. It's your problem to hold space while they facilitate what it feels like. And you just watch it, you're like, oh, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes.
And to see their glow and to see their aura change like right before you, it's such a beautiful process, and I love it. I love being a part of it.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so we're going to take a couple minutes, just try and give them a little taste of what we're getting ready to talk about. So when I ask you, I always ask people what the topic is. And after we get the topic, I put it on the flyer and we don't discuss it. We just have an open dialogue here. So I'm just as excited as y'all are to know why you chose the topic, why you should never give up on your dreams. Just give us a little minute of that, and then we're going to take a short break.
Because that was one of the things that I realized died of me first. When, not realizing, because if you guys deal with narcissists, the narcissist, it's slow building. It's slow building of how it comes in. It's slow. It's passive aggressive. And one of the biggest things of when I finally was away, I realized I stopped dreaming. I stopped being able to see anything. And now out of that space and being able to dream, there are things that I had completely forgotten about, things that I had completely given up on that, that I never thought were possible. They are now in my life. And I'm getting goosebumps now saying that, they are happening for me right now. And that is why it is like, no, as adults, we're taught like, oh, you need to be an adult. You need to be an adult. No, that's the problem. Get the stick out of your butt and start dreaming again, because that's what happen in this world. We got to dream,
And that's why she's part of ATBA. You hear me? Because this is what ATBA is all about. We'll be right back. We're going to be talking about dreaming. Okay.
How beautiful. Carry it.
All right, so for y'all that don't know me, I can be a whole vibe, right? And you know why I'm a whole vibe? And why do you think I'm a whole vibe? You don't know? Anybody got a guess of why? Because the energy, because I'm fly, because what else? What else we got? Because I'm caring. That's why. I'm a whole vibe. Because I decided to just be me.
ATBA Impact Group is an extension of my inner calling to create a space for people to truly be themselves authentically without having to ask permission from anyone, not worrying about what anyone's going to think about it. That's what makes the resources at ATBA Impact Group so rich, because the only requirement is to be authentic. And when someone is looking for you to be more authentic because it pleases your soul, it makes it so much better to show up that way, so much easier to show up that way. Because being oneself, I found, for me, has been the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Yet when I mastered just being who I am, it's accompanied with such ease. And that is the way of HBA. We want to create an environment where everybody belongs there. And that is our focus. We're planting positive seeds of change on a consistent basis in order to continuously eliminate competition through collaboration. And we have mastered that because we have focused on mastering ourselves. And then we can just show up and do that, knowing that no one else can do that.
All right. Hey, Tammy. And I said hey to everybody in the comments. Thank you guys for joining us, sliding through when you can, sharing it with who you can, telling everybody we're here, and we're talking about a juicy topic. Why you should never get up on your dreams. And she said right before that little break that it was because she realized she know what it feels like to actually do that. Because she was at that place where she was like, not even of your own intentional will did you give up on your dreams. They just got so out of focus that you just stopped working on them altogether. So tell us about that. What was that time like, and how'd you get to where you are now? Like, take us on a trip.
Well, I look back and I realized that, not only did I stop actually like physically like dreaming of like seeing a future in any type of way, because when you're in survival mode, and anyone who has seen, is watching this and stuff, if you're in survival mode, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can't see past, you can't see a future, you're literally living day by day. And that's how I was. It was just it was survival mode. It was just trying to get through the next day, keeping myself as busy as possible, to avoid having to deal with anything, to avoid any type of emotion, to avoid with conflict, just go. My house was really only a sleeping spot. That's really all I ever did there, but I never slept. I even realized that during my whole marriage, I stopped dreaming. Like before we got married, like I used to have such wild, vivid dreams, and I remember them. And God, there were even some nights, which, I now think, of what I know about dreams. This was like another warning sign not to marry him. But I used to have dreams of like him doing bad things. And like, I would wake up the next morning and like, they were so real that, I would act out on them. I would be angry at him. I would be mad at him, for them. And I realized that I stopped dreaming. I stopped dreaming altogether because I was in survival mode. And we do that. But if you can't dream, how are you going to get out of survival mode? If you're not looking forward to anything, if you can't see an out, how do you get out? So that is why it's like something I've realized is that you have to have dreams. You have to, no matter where you are. And if you are in survival mode right now, listening to this, guess what? One of your problems is that you are not dreaming.
Yeah.
You need to make some time right now to go have, what would it feel like to be out of it? Because that's what I had to start doing is, when the realization of that I had recreated my childhood. I dreamed years before of being out of my childhood. Well, now what was it going to look like? Because now it just wasn't me. Now it was two kids, that I have. Now there was so much more at stake. But what did that future? And sadly, I didn't have a lot of time to plan exactly as to what that future was going to look like, because as a lot of people know with narcissists, the ex-narcissist is crazy. He was hacked into my stuff. He knew that I was getting ready to leave him. He knew that I was planning, and he called me out on it before I could set up my safe plan. But, oh well, sadly to say, it is what it is. I learned a lot of hard lessons, a lot of lessons I wouldn't want anyone else to have to go through. And I'm still learning from them. There's still stuff that, we have to understand of, things that were put into motion while things were going on, and different things like that we have to learn to accept and, understand that it's a season. But that doesn't stop me now. It doesn't stop me from, what, I know that this is just a temporary thing, but what is it going to look like when this temporary is over? What is my dream going to look like? What is that dream? Because if you aren't looking forward to anything, then really what's the point of this life?
Right. So what was that? Like, so you're saying that you stopped dreaming physically, like go to sleep, you ain't got no dream. You wake up like, oh, I'm so glad to just be asleep, that being asleep is enough. I don't have to even make anything else other than the fact that I am not in this situation. That's usually why people don't dream or don't remember the dream. It's just too deep. But when you came to the realization, like, I'm not dreaming and I'm not dreaming, what jarred you? Do you remember what that was?
Probably when, now my stuff is a little complicated about different stuff. There were things that were brought to my attention about my ex-husband while I was going through the divorce. There were people questioning why we were getting divorced. And so those questions that were being given to me, it was kind of like, wait a second, I kind of had dreams, before we got married, kind of about this stuff. God, I haven't, why did those stop? Why, and that was kind of like, that made kind of the trigger of like, God, I used to dream every night. And then I actually started thinking about my sleep pattern. Like, I never slept, I used to wear one of those Fitbits, and like, it was like an hour and 45 minutes, an hour and 25 minutes, like it was never like, I never got into the REM sleep. I never was into it. And that was because of the stress and the chaos of being in survival mode. And so it was like, that was kind of like my wake up of just like, this is killing me, which at that time I was actually dying. Like, my whole body was in shutdown. And so, I had basically like, God literally like was like, woman, like, come on, come to me, like, give it to me. And like, we had to have a full on, conversation of like, this ain't my life. This ain't my story. This ain't how it's going down. And you need to restore me, and
so a lot of people don't know that story. I don't think my ATBA audience know that story. Like, at that point when your body started shutting down, like, what were your symptoms? Because I'm gonna go ahead and preface this. We can guarantee we can pinpoint them back to out of balance chakras.
Well, now so much. So it wasn't, it seems like it was, an on shock type thing. But like, when I think back now to even having cysts in my breasts and stuff like 2 years before, there were many things that were starting to come up. But literally, and weight gain, like there was massive weight gain. No one could figure out why I was gaining the weight. Like, I even went to the doctor the one day and I was like, look, none of this makes sense. Like, I used to drink like a freaking fish. I smoked like a sailor, did everything, ate the most unhealthiest. Now I am the healthiest I've ever been. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I eat completely healthy, and I'm the fattest I've ever been in my whole entire life. Like, explain this to me. Like, no. I was on a weight loss pill for 2 years because I couldn't lose weight or anything. And I gained weight on the weight loss pill. Like, it was just like, which now, going into, but, so many symptoms, neuropathy, swelling, so many different things, memory loss, short term. I couldn't remember any type of things, I would get lost going places. And then it was like, they thought I had an early case of a progressive MS. And then all of a sudden, so we went in, had a MRI done and everything, and that wasn't done. Then they did genetic testing. Well, then all of a sudden, my whole body went to shut down. I stopped producing enzymes, proteins, everything like that. I lost 14% body fat within 6 months. They did find, I did have 30 tumors removed from my stomach, which were causing my stomach lining to explode, which was leaking all my stomach acid into all my other organs, which was causing my other organs to shut down, everything like that. But what was the cause, which was causing the tumors, that was still never determined. But it had gotten to the point I was so sick of doctors and I was so sick of testing, because it was literally like they would test me for one form of rare cancer or something like that. And that test would come up with like, okay, yes, this could possibly be it. We'd go to do the follow-up test to do confirmation that this is what it was. And then it would be, no, that's not what it is, and everything. And by this time, like, actually, hold on. I'll show you all like how crazy this was. I'd actually just gotten this out. So at this time, I'm 37 years old. And this is how many pills and stuff like that I was taking to keep me alive. And, it got to the point where doctors couldn't figure out. And so my doctor was like, well, let's do a reset. Let's just do, a reset. Let's figure it out. I went off the pills for 2 weeks. And guess what? I started feeling amazing. Started feeling great. And then she was like, all right, let's slowly start, the pills back in. And immediately within 3 days, I was hunched over in pain. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do anything. They wanted to put me into the hospital with a feeding tube. And I was like, no, there was no way, because I already had doctors telling me to get my will in order. I was writing notes to my kids. They were 10 and 5 that, I planned my funeral, because that's how serious it got. And the doctors were like, and I was like, they wanted to put me in the hospital for a feeding tube. And I was like, no, if I go into, I'm not coming out. Like, I just knew, like, I wasn't. And so I fired them all. And now 5 years later, I'm completely healthy. I am completely no health problems whatsoever. I don't take any pills. I don't take any medication. And the only difference, well, I mean, there are a lot of differences. I'm not married anymore. I'm divorced, all of that, but literally when I think back to it all, it was my whole chakras. Everything was out of whack. Every aspect of who I was completely. And when I turned it all back into healing myself, bam, here I am.
Yeah.
Oh, and I dream now.
Yeah, and you dream now. And what I dare to say, all your certifications was a product of you searching for yourself. Searching
for myself as to what worked, because of the fact that I did programs with other people and stuff like that. But, nothing ever clicked with me until it was, I started studying with independent school programs and different things like that as to what was related to me. What did I feel? And it was really as kind of what was I called to, because actually sound therapy was my first certification I ever got. And someone had just mentioned sound therapy to me. And so for my kids and we started listening to, I Googled DNA repair. And I was like, what can this hurt? What can it do? And where we all were, because it wasn't just me who was sick at this time. It was my children too. I mean, they're living in the chaos of, what we're doing. We're always on eggshells. We were always, just, it was horrible. And I started knowing within like a week, I started seeing differences in all of us, our sleeping patterns. Right. We were starting to sleep, everything. And, and actually funny because 1 week after kicking my ex-husband out, I had my first dream.
Really?
I had a dream, and it was an amazing dream. I have not forgotten that dream yet. That dream has not happened, but I have not forgotten that dream.
Right. Oh, yeah, but let's backtrack just about a minute ago, because you mentioned something that I think a lot of people can relate to is, a lot of times we go through a lot of things and we get sick and we just we keep going because, we know we have children to take care of. But what about when it's your kids that's sick?
Yeah. And my
So
kids were sick.
both of your kids have two separate journeys. Tell them about what they went through, what you went through with them.
So my youngest son, he was born with what they could say was a compromised immune system. He was born with celiac, and he was also born with a condition called laryngomalacia, where your airways collapse going through your vocal box. This kid was so sick. Like it started when he was 3 weeks old. Mamas, you all know, like the fear of, this kid had no reflux because of the laryngomalacia, that if he didn't sleep with me, he would most likely be dead because of the fact that I would wake up to him choking on his vomit and I would have to sit him up and everything. If I made it 2 nights a week without having to wash bed sheets, it was a great week because those 2 nights meant we actually got some rest. He had his first surgery when he was 9 months old, and that was because he was heavy enough to go under anesthesia. Because he used to just freeze up and stuff like that because of the lungs, and they never put a heart monitor because his heart, everything was fine, but the lack of oxygen created delays, different things like that. So, but he was in and out of surgeries, and then trying to figure out, with some of the food, because let me tell you, the amount of shit and vomit that came out of this kid, it was literally like, what the hell? Like, it got to the point that I carried a baby bathtub around in the back of my car with a big old box from Sam's Club of wipes with scissors and trash bags, because there was no point in even trying to wash the clothes and stuff like that. Like, it was literally, I would just cut clothes off this kid. And you never knew why. Never knew why. It started out that he was allergic to milk, then he was allergic to soy, then it was almond milk, and then the only thing that kid could drink was coconut milk. And then the good thing though now is that celiac is a gene. It goes on and off. You can turn it on and off, and it apparently is turned off now, so he's not as sick, and so his internal, his organs have been able to heal. But that was all going on during that whole entire process. Right. Then had a cancer scare with my oldest son at the same time, which ended his soccer career at that time because they found a dead piece of bone in his thigh bone, and they had to go in and carve that out. And so that was 12 weeks of him hooked up to an ice machine as a recovery. And so dealing with all of that, then at the same time, I'm sick. And I remember going into my doctor and being like, look, you need to figure out what the, I can't, I have to take care of him now. I can't be sick. And I'm separated at this time. Their father was nowhere to be around because of course he was angry at me. So he just completely disappeared. So now I'm a single mom dealing with all of this type of stuff. I'm being told I'm dying, and I'm just like, hello, did you forget about me up there? After everything I've been through, my childhood, everything like that. And now come on.
Yeah. So how in the world, through all of that, did you get back to really dreaming?
That's the one thing, people always ask me my faith, how I think it, honestly, and the only answer I can always come to is that deep down, even if I didn't portray that I felt I was worthy or deserving, my soul has always been a loud, stubborn ass soul. It was like, bitch, come on. And I think that was that, because I can remember as a kid, and I was actually journaling about this today, about how that, as a kid, I journaled to get my wings. I wanted to die as a kid because anything, death would be so much better than what I endured. But I still was there, and I always had that faith, and I always had the belief that something better was going to come along. I didn't know what, I didn't know, but keep going. And then, because I didn't heal, got crap again. But now of like what I learned, and then realizing that I wasn't dreaming, and then starting to dream, and now what I know about dreaming, now to me, it's like, God, that's even more, because if I wouldn't have necessarily given up on the front of things, would maybe have all that stuff happened? I don't know, you know, but maybe it would. But yeah, no, the dreams go, you know, the dreams, you know, I needed an outlet. I couldn't see an outlet when I was going through all of that, you know, and that's where I think we have to learn how to shift, because we got to be able to see that perception shift. We have to be able to, and without dreaming, where was I going to go? I was just going to be sitting there, you know, and really it was like, you know, with my ex-husband of, you know, because the reality is also is when it comes to the narcissism, you guys got to understand, even in the psychology world, okay, narcissism is a new term. Narcissism is a new thing that is really, it's come about. So like when I was divorcing my ex-husband, I thought that I was just divorcing a worthless piece of shit, you know, a lazy dude who just wanted to play video games and not be a parent, you know, that I had a roommate, you know, and someone who didn't want to be involved. And so that's why I was tired of being a single mom, being married. That's why I was getting divorced. Then getting back into school, forensics, you know, learning different things like that, coming into, and then studying other certain modalities. And then it was, wait a second, you know, because I think all of us, we always search because we want justification. And it was narcissism. Narcissism got thrown to me by a therapist. And they were like, you know, I think your parents are narcissists. And I was like, what's narcissist? And then it was kind of like, okay, yep, this all makes complete sense, you know, like, yeah. But at that point, you know, I didn't really care about any of them anymore. You know, that's also the sad point of where I'd gotten, because like I allowed my family back into my life. I allowed them to try. I thought maybe they would be better grandparents than they were parents. You know, I was about giving a second chance, you know, that maybe they could be those people. I allowed that. I tried that. No. Nope. You know, and when my kids are telling me like they're scared of them, my kids are telling me that they don't want to be around them, you know, my kids are telling me things that like, you know, because I did allow them to go off with my parents and my sister and stuff. And then they're coming back and they're telling me stuff that they've witnessed with them. And I'm like, no. So it all had to go. But now it was really of like, okay, I've lost all my safety net. I've lost every aspect. Now what? The only thing I really had at that time was my dreams. Dreaming and my faith that, you know what, you've held on to me this long. You've gotten me through all of this, and I'm standing here pleading with you. Now let's do these dreams. Let's bring this together.
Sometimes the courage is in having a new idea. Just, you know, think something different, because you're so in where you are that you can't see out. And the way to see out is to have a dream. Start with the dream. So share with us what your dreams are now. Let's talk about those for the last 20 minutes.
Ooh, the real dreams, or what I'm dreaming about on the future?
I want to put your kids in bed first, you know.
No, I mean, I do. I have, you know, weird dreams. Yeah, they don't make a lot of sense to me right now. You know, like after my divorce and stuff like that, they kind of made sense to me of like kind of where I was necessarily going. But now it's like I sit back and I think of like the big dreams. Like, so of like one of the reasons why it's like, don't ever underestimate a dream that you had as a kid that hasn't come true. Because you know what? When I was a kid, I used to sit there and at nighttime, and all y'all, you know, I'm saying my age, I'm 42. I got no shame about it. I'll be 43 next month. But I used to listen to Loveline, you know, with Dr. Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla. Loved that show. Loved it. Loved listening to it. Loved watching it on MTV. A lot of times I couldn't watch it on MTV, so I had to listen to it on the radio. But I used to fantasize and I used to dream about what it would be like to be on the radio, be completely away from my family, talking mad shit about my family on the radio, about these crazy ass people, and like sharing my life stories and helping other people about it. Like that was actually a dream, but it was literally, to me, it was a pipe dream. It was literally like, because of what I had been through, what I was going, I don't know any like type of people who would have connection to a radio or, anything like that. My parents definitely wouldn't support any type of, doing anything, about keeping you down. They honestly just wanted me to marry a rich person and, just be a little housewife. That's their goal for me.
Right.
Yeah. But now guess what? I'm on the radio.
Yeah.
An opportunity presented itself to me, and now my dream has come true. I am on the radio every morning. I am going to do a plug shout out 9 to 12, Monday through Friday on ljdnradio.com with live with Lena and Megan. But, I now get to do that. And it's like all my dreams are coming true. I dreamed of being a counselor. I'm a counselor. I'm now giving back. I'm now doing stuff. Now have some of my dreams not happen? No, but guess what? I have the proof that my dreams do come true, and I think a lot about how like, not Adam Sandler, Walt Disney, there is so much truth in lots of, Walt Disney movies. Think of Peter Pan, that is why Captain Hook hated Peter Pan, is because he was an adult. And look at all these people who are like, oh my God, you're such grow up, you need to be, why? Why? Because society tells us that we need to be this, or society tells us that we need to do that. So society's no.
Right.
There's no guidelines, there's no marker, there's no rule, there's no anything. But if you're not dreaming it, you're not manifesting, and therefore you're not creating. But everyone wants to manifest. Everyone wants to do something. But where are you getting the creativeness from? Where are you getting that energy? Where are you getting that juice from? You're not getting it from anywhere unless you are dreaming in it. And, people who tell you to stop daydreaming, they just don't believe in themselves. They don't believe that they can do anything. They're stuck in what society tells them that they can, and their limiting beliefs. And we don't fit in a box. You're supposed to grow. You're supposed to live. And you can't do that without dreaming.
Yeah, you gotta see beyond now. You can't, you have to live there, but you have to spark something to grow towards, so that you can get creative and create new things. It's just like building a staircase. There's always room for another level. All you gotta do is build it. Only thing between one more step is building one. Just build one, just one step. You got to build a staircase, build a step. And that's how you do that. Like with the certifications you had, when you started building that staircase, you didn't realize how high of a way that you built for other people to take. You were building you, and that's how you reach down. We always talk about reaching back for others. We reach back for others by how courageous we are willing to build high and wide, and just keep building, so that others have so many different paths to elevate themselves. And I love that. Love it. That's the radio station, y'all, right there.
Yes, it is.
Monday through
Friday, 9 to 12. And our morning show replays in the evenings from 3 to 6. So if you can't catch us live, you can catch the replay.
Yeah, see, that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about Zen warrior coaching over here. She's the Zen warrior coach, y'all. Y'all give us a love in the comments. Angelique said it was giving her life. So she's like, this is giving me. I'm pretty sure that's Angelique. So that I love this. So again, so tell us more about your
dreams. I take donations. Everyone want to send the Cash App,
This is a Cash App. Right? We might have to do a pool since Sister Tina is in Cancun and ain't on the show tonight. We might pull a card for some people tonight. You got, what kind of deck you got? You got a Oracle, or is it Moon Phase? What you got?
Well, they're it's the Good Tarot. But they aren't your normal tarot cards. They are. I love this deck. It's the Good Tarot, but there's no negative.
So this is
within
what we doing tonight, y'all. This is what we doing tonight. I'm gonna pull one for a lucky person, and she gonna pull one for a lucky person tonight. So if you want to pull, put a one in the comments because we about to get to it in just a minute. We still got 14 minutes. So tell us some other things because I know you got some things coming up. You got the Mudra class with Lady Cleopatra, and I know you have different coaching packages available right now. And I'm pretty sure you recently got some open slots for new clients. Am I right?
I do have some openings for new clients. I
Tell
am
me what
taking
you
on new
got. Tell me
clients. And I really only have one program. You know, you'll have a lot of these coaches out here that have lots of multiple programs and stuff like that. And I am actually going to get ready to rebrand it because I call it the Narcissistic Recovery Program. But the more I talk to people, it's for domestic violence, you know. And I actually made a post the other day about how that, you know, I feel in society, we need to stop compartmentalizing abuse. Like, you know, of like, oh, narcissistic abuse, domestic violence, you know, it's home abuse. That's really what it is. And, you know, and what I do, because I have been there, I have walked your shoes. I have the only difference between me and someone else who's there. I've upgraded my shoes. I'm in my 9-inch stiletto heels while you're still in your flats. That's it. You know, but I know what it's like to be in there, and I know how hard it is to get out. And I know how it can seem like at times, like it's never ending. You know, that's how I felt for so long, is that it was just like the never ending story. It was, and then, you know, and yeah. And, you know, and it can, but the first step has to be you have to decide. And that was the same thing for me. I had to decide, and I had to declare to the universe, I deserve better and I wanted better. And you got to be prepared, because when you do that, the universe is going to rip away everything that you really don't need, you know? Yeah. And the universe did that for me. And when I was going through it, it was really tough. But now here I am. But so I have a program. It's 6 to 8 weeks. It kind of depends on you. But healing is not supposed to be complicated, guys. It does not need to be complicated. You just have to be in the mindset of that you want to see and be different. You know, and if you aren't, you're not ready for my coaching program, because I'm not your coddler. I really, honestly, here's the truth. And, you know, there's a lot of top neurosurgeons, neuroscientists who believe and feel the same way. Dr. Joe Dispenza, if you follow him, it's the same way. You do not need to go into your past. You don't need to be focusing, because if you go back into your past, you're focusing on the problems. There are no solutions to your past problems. And why is that? Because they are in the past. You can't change the past. The only thing that you can do right now is focus on your present moment. And as you heal you and define you in this present moment as to who you are, all of that stuff actually kind of heals all in its own way, that you don't have to go. Because really, you have to remember, we live in a society that capitalizes off of your pain and suffering. They don't want you to get better, because if you get better, you don't contribute, you know? Yeah. And so that's kind of like where my selling point is. Like, I feel like I'm the rebel of like, if you're really ready for the change, because I don't have like a lot of other coaches. Oh, you got to do this program, then you got to do this. No, at the end of working with me, you are going to know who the hell you are. You are going to have no questions. You are going to, your morals, your values, your integrity, and your boundaries, no one is going to be able to cross them. You're going to know who you are. And that's the foundation of making who you are. But then the great thing is I want you to then go teach other people. I want you to then go share the information. And to me, that's how I make the impact that I'm supposed to make in this world, is one person at a time. And then you go out and share. And so I'm very passionate about that program, and I love it. And I am taking on some new clients at the moment. And then you can always do the free gems. I am going to be hopefully next weekend on a TFT on thing on anxiety.
Right. What?
Yeah, I can remember. Anxiety. So people know what EFT is. A lot of people don't know that TFT. So EFT came from TFT, and TFT is thought-focused therapy, where, you know, EFT is the emotional focused therapy. And the difference with it is that EFT uses the main meridian points. TFT actually has an algorithm to other points and stuff like that you use and stuff like that. And so it's more effective than actually EFT. Because you're speaking to certain points. And so I'm going to be posting. It is going to be like $10, but it's going to be like a little video webinar thing that you can buy to show you the algorithm on to get rid of your anxiety that you can do.
Okay. Well, put it in the comments. I'm also going to put the one for your mudras.
All right. Well, I haven't done that one yet, so I'm not going to post the TFT one yet. But when I do, I'll post it in the group.
Okay, cool. And then I have the Eventbrite link at the bottom as well for the mudra class. So, all right. So we're going to do a quick card pull. We had 2 people say Angelique wants a card and Sister Trina also wants a card pull. So which one you want to do first? You do the first one, I'll do the second one.
All right, so I'm doing Angelique.
Yeah, okay, yep, go. You do Angelique, this card is for you. Dun 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 dun. Trina, I'm gonna start shuffling for you. Anybody else want a card pull? Let us know. It'll be Megan's turn to pull for someone. I like pulling cards. But I'm already feeling your energy, Trina. Like, it's because I know you, though. It's because I know you and I'm connected to you. I already know. I know you laughing right now. I feel you laughing right now. And I feel you covering up your face right now. You like this. Oh, my goodness. This is going to be great. All right.
Yeah, man, I know I'm sweating. Angelique, you got some energy going on. All right, so what does this say?
Let's do this. Do this. I'm going to mute myself while you do it.
The Emperor. All right, so in my deck, the Emperor, authority. Following the rules right now is exactly what I should be doing. People in authority come to my aid and give me good advice when I ask for it. I can have strong confidence when this card suggests. Dealing with institutions like banks, governments, or schools are also highlighted at this time. So does that resonate, or do we need a clarification card or anything?
So what you feeling about that card? This.
What am I feeling? I'm tapping into, like, she has some decisions that need to be made right now. There's some kind of something pending.
Go deep.
Altering. She wants another one?
No, I said you go deeper with what you're talking about. I want to hear it. I can feel it coming up. It's like coming up.
Yeah, I feel like there's just something looming. There's something that's been pending, something you're pushing off that right now you don't know necessarily how to proceed with. And there's help coming. There's someone there that can help you that's in authority position. You're just not seeing them at the moment. Does that make sense with you?
Oh, she said, ooh, lions are a universal sign for me. Can you reread it? Reread the actual card, the thing, what it said. I see you laughing at that, Trina.
All right. So Emperor, authority. Following the rules right now is exactly what I should be doing. People in authority come to my aid and give me good advice when I ask for it. I have the strong confidence that this card suggests. Dealing with institutions like banks, governments, or schools are also highlighted at this time.
There you go. There you go. So I'm going to start shuffling for Sister Trina, and we're going to see what Angelique says about that reread and your free flow, because I felt it. She says, I am going through a major transition. I am seeking knowledge of support right now. And that support is not on its way. Here.
It's here. Yeah, I mean, because let's look at this card. So what you don't like, it's sitting, the lion is sitting on top of the throne. Happiness, you know, he is, you know, covered within all the gold. And then he has the massive crown on his head with the flowers all behind. So yeah, no. So whatever it is, your aid is coming, girl.
I love that. I love that so much for her. And I know she loves it for her. I mean, how can you not? Shoot, I want the card. You know, I want it for me. All right.
But I'm going to read the bottom. So I always also go on the, I'm a big deck of the bottom deck card. And this one it's the Page of Earth. And on my deck, pages stand for new beginnings. And so it says commitment to prosperity, first signs of tangible success, undeniable evidence that hard work will pay off, dreams grounded in reality, start of a new project. Everything starts with a plan, and I am beginning to see results generate prosperity. I am a doer, and I get to make my own decisions. I have the ability to attract what I need.
Okay. That's it right there. That's it right there. Who else just said one up in here? Oh, Kuhani. So after I read Trina's, you reading Kuhani. It's your turn.
All
All
right.
right. So, Sister Trina, I have pulled your card. Your card is the 10 of Wands. Now, I want you, Sister Trina, to go ahead and type in the comments what you feel when you see this card. Let me see if I can cut some of this light out so you can see it better. So that's the card. And now we're going to read the 10 of Wands. She says, I got multiple page cards on a pull the other day. Appreciate you, Megan. That's what's up. Yeah, I think it's sitting. I think it's sitting. So I'm excited about this card, Sister Trina. I'm excited about this card, Sister Trina. We got the 10 of Wands. And at the top, I want you to see something. It says burdens, blockage, difficulty. Now, I think you already know what this is. Now, I ain't gonna go there because we're gonna go with spirit. The 10 of Wands is a difficult card to face. Mental or physical burdens have been weighing on your spirit. Over time, this leads to hopelessness and depression. You simply can't get through to what you want. You cannot see the way. If this card appears in response to a person or situation, it may be best to simply walk away. But if this card comes up frequently, it indicates you are attracted to negativity. You choose to walk the hard road. Now, when we are looking at these cards, and this is not for me, let's put that out there first and foremost, because I don't know. You know I know you, but I don't know you. When we get these cards and we see the shadow, the first thing we have to remember, the only reason a shadow is possible is because light has been cast. And if light has been cast on something, it's because it's something that is no longer hidden. And things that are no longer hidden soon move out of the way. The blockages, the barriers, the negativity, the second guessing, the sleepless nights, the muscle spasms, the headaches, and the dehydration has to be moved out of the way. And even though it's a shadow being cast from light, it's still something that needs to be respected for what it is. When we can respect when things come up, think of it this way. Mama, 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 mom, mommy, mommy, mama, mama, mama. When something starts to annoy us about it, it's because we haven't given it the respect, just to pause, to say, huh? To listen to that, to be one with that, to commune with that. And once you do, and you can have a conversation with the shadow, it merges together. And light always takes over after that. Light always takes over after that. So I don't know. I don't know where that comes. I honestly thought that what I was going to say was going to have something to do with green coterie. I don't know if that does have anything to do with green coterie. But I know that that's what it was. And I ain't got nothing to do with it. It ain't me. Don't shoot the messenger. All right, so you let me know, Sister Trina, if that hit somewhere for you, others, or for everyone collectively. All right, so let's see. Coming out of the woods. I don't know who said that. Oh, Trina said that. Them words is coming out of the woods. I know that's right. So Sister Kuhani is next. So you, Megan is joining us. A call for Sister Kuhani. Does anybody else want to call? Put a 1 in the comments and let me know. Okay, your turn. Let me mute myself. I
All
be
right.
talking.
So, Kuhani, I've just pulled for you the Page of Air. And as you can see her wings, but I don't know, there's 2 feathers that are like up, that have like gone up too. I love this deck. It's just such a beautiful deck. So it's the Page of Air. And so remember, pages are new beginnings. And it says new ideas, a theory not yet proven, curiosity, new focus. This calls for greater investigation as we've only scratched the surface. I don't know really. That's interesting. If I explore this way of thinking, what can I learn? And as I was tapping into your energy, I got very cold in my root chakra. And so I'm going to say that maybe right now you're going through a period of time of that you're trying to figure out who you are, curiosity, new focus. Maybe you're throwing around some new ideas somewhere right now. But I don't know if that fits with you, but yeah, I got very cold in my root chakra. You're still muted, Carrie.
Because I'll be talking. I said, all right. That's what Sister Kuhani. That's what I said. She said, I think that's what I said, Oh no, that's a good or investigate.
Yeah.
I'm confused, huh? You never know. But this has been good. So let's do this. I'm gonna pull a card for you, and you pull a card for me, and then we're gonna peace out and each other.
All right.
Y'all, this has been amazing. I absolutely love coming on here every Sunday. And Sister Tina is in Cancun. I wish her safe travels. We love her. We miss her. She'll be back next week with the readings at the beginning of the show. The way we start every episode is typically she reads a card for the collective. And then sometimes she comes at the end and read a card for everybody. So we're in her stead tonight. I think Angelique's heading on out of here. Thank you. We love you. So we're going to see what's in store for Sister.
Well, I had one immediately fly out for you.
How?
Strength. So she's standing over her lion. It's the number 8 card.
Of course, it's the number 8 card. I'm 44.
Yep. So,
okay,
and what you see is like also there's a couple like flowers up here at the top. It's like shining down through the light. I seriously like doing these on camera. Do not give these cards justice. I love these cards. All right, so strength, endurance. I can go the distance and know that everything occurs in divine appropriate timing. I have courage as I manifest miracles. When I allow spirit to work through me, I am strong enough to move mountains and overcome any obstacle inside or out.
You better say that. I like that.
Okay, and now, I do the bottom. I always go for the bottom of the deck. This is the Messenger of Earth. And I really think that
that's my card too.
Yeah, because it goes. Okay. I always do the bottom, but you notice there's the antlers.
I do.
You're with deer, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's holding like a staff too. You can't really see the staff and stuff, but she has a staff.
I have a staff. Yeah, I got.
So this is the messenger, and messengers bring new adventures and a catalyst for change. Messengers respond to situations and need for transformations. So this is Earth. All right. Messenger of Earth. Hardworking, proceeding with integrity, preference and grit, prudent and careful efforts, thoroughness, industry. I can't even say the word, not going to say it. Stamina and dedication. I am in the flow, committed to co-creating with spirit effectively and efficiently. I do my best and never leave a job half done. I am dedicated and determined, knowing my efforts will pay off.
Come through. Come through, because that's what's coming through me. You see what I'm saying? That's what's coming through
Yeah.
me.
Oh, I see you lit up right now. You kind of blushing a little bit on that
Listen,
energy.
I'm more than blushing, girl. But we ain't this. Did y'all put the kids to bed? No, just kidding. Oh shoot, I'm too much. Okay, so yours is God, dog. When I tell you it's the last card, the major arcana, the last one. Okay, you hear what I'm saying? You know what your words are? Well, I didn't show you the card. Look at this. You see, I'm like you. It doesn't do it justice because it's like this tie-dye situation going on.
Yeah. It's the Wheel of Fortune.
It's the world.
The world.
Wholeness, completion. The world is the final card in the journey of the major arcana. It signifies completion, harmony, and contentment. It's cared to experience its energy as we are usually consumed by wanting, needing, and achieving. So when this card appears, contemplate for a moment the idea of being whole. Focus on the image on the card. Close your eyes and envision this radiating energy inside you. What does it feel like? Where is it located? What blocks you from feeling a sense of wholeness in each and every day of your life?
And you know, and that so fits because if you guys follow me on different things, like I have said in my journey, I feel, and it's kind of funny because it's the 22. I'm ending a 22-year cycle. I'm ending right now because see, God always wanted me, universe wanted me to be into this role. I stepped away from it because I was never ready to process, handle, or deal with my trauma as a kid. And now, like this train has been open for so many times for me to step on, and I never took the step. You know, I never did it. And now where I am, like I feel like I have come complete circle. Like it is the wholeness. Like I am completely aligned to what I am supposed to be doing. And the next is, what do I dream big for? Next, I dream that I have my own radio show. Next, I have, you know, that's where you have to do, you know, it's like, what's next? I have everything that I've like thought of where it's that completion of the whole. I'm a counselor. I'm giving back. I'm healed. I'm healing other people. I'm giving back, which is, you know, something I've always wanted to be able to do, was to give back. And now I give back. I may not have the resources and the finances to give back to people, but I do give my time and my energy, which is more valuable. You know, I am on IG. You can find me as Zen Warrior Coaching as everything. I think on IG though, I think it's Zen and the _ warrior _ coaching _ yeah, you know, I'm finally at that place where like I'm complete and I'm whole, and let's bring it on for everything else.
Is that right?
I think there's an _ after coaching. Someone already had Zen Warrior Coaching. It's that's, you know, it's a funny thing. That was the only place that someone had Zen Warrior. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, so there you go. There you go. She's on Instagram. She's on Facebook. She's on all social media, Zen Warrior Coaching in some way, shape, or form. ZenWarriorCoaching.com. Her cash app is Zen Warrior Coaching as well.
And I take donations.
And she take donations and sponsorships and in kind, and don't all of it. We take all of it. And then check out Monday through Fridays on ljdnradio.com. And that's from 9 to 12 and 6.
Yep. And then you can also catch me, because see, I'm all over the place. That's another part of my dream, is like I want to be everywhere, guys. On Wednesday nights, you can catch me on Wednesday night. We drop it on Facebook, and then we drop it out on Spotify later on. But Ebony and Ivory on Spiritual Growth, and we get raw and deep there too on everything every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time.
Yes, ma'am. So there you have it. If y'all want to reach out to her, please do. She's an amazing woman. She's an amazing mother. She's an amazing coach. She's an amazing entrepreneur. And she's an amazing energy shifter, light worker. So get with her. I'm
chasing my dreams.
Yeah, chasing her dreams. And I'm sure once you get with her, you will be willing to tell someone else about her services because you got that much out of it. So just y'all continue to look good, feel good, and smell good, okay? All the good, and just know that I love you. And ain't nothing you can do about it. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, love.
You know, as I was thinking about what we are doing, it really is an opportunity for people to connect with their beingness. We are not conscious of the compartmentalization. We just say, this is who I am, right? Who you are is different depending on the environment that you find yourself in or the people that you find yourself connected with. So I hold myself out as an example. You know, at 71 years old, it's been a long journey. It's been a long journey to self-acceptance. And I think it may be that way for many of us, that we look at the pieces of ourselves and decide, I can show that, no, I can't show that. Is there a danger? How deep is the danger if I show you all of me? Oh, I can show these people this part of me, and these people this part of me, and these people this part of me. And then the question is, how long before you get tired of just compartmentalizing your beingness?